What is the shape of a woman's private parts? Which shape will make men feel more comfortable? 99 of men don't know. Don't blush after reading this. Hi everyone, I'm Dudu. Today I received a private message from a fan, which is very interesting. This fan is called Xiao King. She told me that when she was chatting with her girlfriends recently, she talked about some topics about the female body. It turned out that everyone was quite curious about some characteristics of women's private parts, but they felt a little embarrassed to learn more about them. Xiao King thought of me and asked me to popularize science for everyone. So today I will talk to you about this topic. The female body is like a mysterious garden with all kinds of unique scenery. Let's talk about the first type first, which is called closed purse type. Do you know the old-fashioned closed purse in the past? It is made of cloth or soft leather. There is a rope under the bag. When the rope is tightened, the bag will have many wrinkles. Women with this type are a bit like that purse. The characteristics of their private parts are like the bag of a purse, and the love hole is like the part where the rope is threaded. Because there are many wrinkles at the love hole, these wrinkles have a bit of a closing effect. When something happens, it's like putting something into a purse, and the purse will change accordingly, and the performance is quite good. However, it is said that some men may be a little nervous or even a little scared when they first meet mysterious little pocket, not knowing what will happen. But in fact, if this type of woman, after some proper training, can also use this feeling of contraction and relaxation to bring different experiences to both parties. How can we tell from the outside? It is said that the eyebrows are relatively narrow, so narrow that it is not easy to put fingers in, and the ear groove is as thin as a knife, which may be this type. Moreover, this type may be more suitable for some specific situations. For example, the other party's situation is more special, just like that kind of different matching may be more suitable. Next, let's talk about the anemone type. Do you know anemones? It is a kind of coelenterate that lives on the reefs on the seabed. It has countless tentacles that extend from the opening of the body and float in the sea. When the tentacles touch the prey, they will entangle the prey and then put it into the mouth. And this type of female private parts are a bit like the tentacles of anemones. The wrinkles around the love path are thin and numerous and feel like those small tentacles. When something happens, these small tentacles seem to come alive, giving people a very special feeling, as if they are gently entangled. That feeling, only those who have experienced it personally know how wonderful it is. However, this type of women is very rare. It is like a treasure girl among women. You can meet one, you're so lucky. Let's talk about this Inro type. Inro is something that ancient warriors hung on their waists. Some small objects can be placed in it. It has a very good sealing performance because there is an inner cover between the container and the lid. This type of female private part, the flesh of the love entrance is relatively thick and very elastic, just like the sealing effect of the Inro. At certain times it can wrap tightly, and no matter what the situation is, it can fit just right, just like it is tailor-made for the other person. However, it also has its own little temper. If the situation is too special, it may not be able to adapt perfectly. From the outside, there are two deep straight lines between the eyebrows, and the closer the forehead is, the more there is a small piece of flesh between the eyebrows. Maybe it is this type. There is also the octopus pot type, which sounds interesting when you hear the name, right? The octopus pot is a clay pot used to catch octopuses. It has a small and slippery entrance, which is easy to enter, but the inside is round and spacious. This type of female private part is like the octopus pot, with a narrow love entrance, but relatively loose inside. When a man enters, he will feel very comfortable, just like an octopus finding a home that suits him. And when he comes out, he will feel different because of the change in the entrance. However, if you want to really experience its beauty, you still need some tips. For example, use the method of 3 shallow and 1 deep so that both men and women can enjoy different pleasures. This type of women is very rare. You can only find one in millions of people, which is harder than winning the lottery. The external features are that the flesh between the eyebrows will bulge like a small tumor, the ear groove is small, but the inside is spacious. Isn't it interesting? Let's talk about the herring row type. This type of female private part has some special places on the front wall, just like the coarse grains on the herring. When men encounter this part, they will feel very abnormal. It's like discovering a mysterious little mechanism that can bring unexpected stimulation. Moreover, this stimulation will be different in different postures. If you use the back position, the feeling is even more wonderful. Unless you experience it yourself, it's really hard to imagine. The external performance is that when you smile, there will be many wrinkles on the nose, but these wrinkles are not between the eyes, but on the root of the nose slightly below the eyes. Finally, let's talk about the interior drooping type. For this type of women, the muscles of the vestibule of the love opening are particularly developed, just like a small quilt covering the love opening. Moreover, the bean is also very well developed. Even in normal times, when there are no special circumstances, it will be more obvious. Because the bean is particularly sensitive to stimulation, this type of women can easily feel happy. As long as there is a little stimulation, they can enter a very wonderful state. At certain times, there is a little trick, which is to adopt a stretching posture. Just twist it a little, and both parties will be very happy. The external features are that the middle and lower ends are sharper, and there is a drooping protrusion at the entrance of the ear groove. You can pay attention to it. Friends, I have talked so much with you today. Do you think it's interesting about the types of female private parts? In fact, everyone is unique. No matter what type, they have their own charm and characteristics. Moreover, these are all normal physiological phenomena. We should look at them with a healthy, scientific, and tolerant attitude. I hope that today's sharing will allow everyone to have a better understanding of the female body. It can also make everyone respect and love themselves and the women around them more. Well, today's video ends here. Welcome to leave a message for discussion. We will talk again next time. Bye.